Welcome to New Game Plus. This is a retro gaming podcast where three guys spend 7 days playing one old game and then we talk about it. My name's Dustin.
My name is Kenny.
I'm Nolan.
And this is episode 500.
The big 500.
500. And I actually don't believe it, but we recorded and released a weekly episode for the last 520 weeks. Is that how it works?
We're technically over a decade.
Oh, man.
We also had a few off weeks for retro recaps, but I mean, we released an episode.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that an off week. I mean, I guess after the first maybe 10 retro recaps, we decided to allow some of our community members to take that responsibility, which allowed us a week where we didn't record. But for the past 520 weeks, we released an episode, at least one episode.
Every single week without missing a beat.
What began in 2015 continues strong today because of our community, because of our mods, because of our team, Dan, Dylan, Dave, but also because of you two. Let's take a moment. You two have decided weekly, some more than others, to invest time and energy and effort into this podcast. You, at the bare minimum, have spent time playing an old game when you could have been doing literally anything other than that.
I mean, in fairness, we probably would be playing old video games no matter what, which is why it works for us to have a retro gaming podcast. But it's been an absolute ride getting to have a way to share a hobby and to do that about a thing we love with people we like and with a community that's grown and become really kind of part of our lives. And it's a cool experience.
You would have played old games with your free time.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't have played games like Balls.
True.
You wouldn't have played games like Barney's hide and seek game.
True. I wouldn't have played Color of the Dinosaur. Nolan might have played some of the Mary-Kate and Ashley games, though.
Oh, I had already played them. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Did we play a game called Hurdy-Gurdy, I think, at one point?
No?
No, I think we did, and that one I would have played. It's not a question of would any of us have played it, it's would Nolan have played it or would I have played it.
We also played games like Ninja Bread Man was
No, that's the one none of us would have
that
played.
one's really bad.
That's maybe the worst game we played on the podcast.
Yeah, so we
Awful.
played a lot of bad games, we played a lot of mid games, and we played some really, really, really good games over the last 10 years. And again, you've played along with us, and so thank you for being here. Thank you for being here for episode 500. We've got a lot planned today, but first things first, we're together. If you're watching this via video, you might know that. If you're listening via audio, which the majority of you are, you might not be able to hear that we are in the same room together. Knees, once again, touching.
Well,
Do you
now.
think we'll ever get to a point where we don't have to touch knees when we're in person?
So that's called a studio?
Yeah.
Year 20?
Year 30, probably.
Year 20 goals.
All right, year 20. Within the next 10 years, can y'all help us get to a studio?
We're very realistic here.
Oh, yeah, we do not have, we're not like, hey, next year we're going to be able to turn this thing around. No, we're going to work at about the same pace we've been for the last 10 years. And maybe by that time, we can have a studio. So yeah, because of our community members, because of our patrons, your patronage, we were able to, for the first time ever, for our 10-year anniversary, celebrate by meeting together in Orlando, Florida, and we spent some time going to the parks here, specifically Super Nintendo World. We've got a whole video about that experience we're going to share with you later this week, but had a lot of fun there. You'll be able to watch that video and hear all of our thoughts, but a really cool world.
It was. I came in with relatively high expectations, and it surpassed those.
Yeah, I want to come back. Like, for some people, I think it's a one-time maybe thing, but I would love to take Hannah here.
Oh, I thought you were saying with us.
No, just me and my wife.
Okay, so for year 30, because year 20 we've got to take care of. Year 30 will be you and your wife here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got a lot planned for this episode today. The main thing that we're going to be doing, and we'll do that right now while we're together, is doing a top 10 greatest moments from NGP's history. And so we're going to count down 10 to 1 of what we believe are some of the greatest moments from NGP's history. At the end of that, we'll hear from some of you your favorite moments from NGP's history. We're bound to laugh, we're bound to cringe, and
Maybe cry a little.
we're bound to cry. Number 10, hating our first guest's game. Listen, we had our very first guest join us on the podcast. I think it was episode 22, released February 14th, 2016. It's been a while. Dan Q 8000, who was much larger than our channel. I mean, much larger. Our channel at the time was probably us three, our moms, a few other people. I'm serious. In the early days, I don't know if y'all even know some of these things. In the early days, I would open up like additional accounts to listen to. This is not going to surprise you, but to listen to and help boost, I mean, incrementally in the slightest ways, our podcast listens and views.
Yeah, we know exactly who you are. That doesn't shock us at all.
I did that too, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely didn't.
Right. With your primary account. But Dan Q 8000 at the time, when we literally had probably 50, that's probably way too many listeners, Dan Q came on the podcast with us and brought to us, unfortunately, Vigilante 8. That is a vehicle combat game. Genre alone doesn't really work with us. And also the game sucks.
Game's terrible. Game's terrible. And what was... I mean, you'll probably say this, but as we were going through that episode, we hadn't discussed beforehand, like, what guest rules there are. Like, what do we do with a guest? We just slowly started hearing each other like, well, I didn't really like this part. And it was just like none of us liked it.
Yeah. We slowly learned throughout the episode that each of us hated the game. But we are still trying to be good guests for Dan.
Host. But yeah.
Sure. Dan was hosting us.
Yeah, at that point, probably.
We were trying to be good guests, but I think we found out that throughout the episode, or at least by the episode's end, that Dan didn't even like the game anymore.
I'm not 100% sure if that's true or if that's cope, because we were all hating on it when we shouldn't have been.
Sure. So we were honest but kind. I think we have to go back and listen to it. Episode 22. That would be difficult to listen to. But I do know that then we were, after that, we decided we were no longer going to give our NGP status, at the end of guest episodes, because we're welcoming them into our territory to roast their game. That's not nice.
Yeah. Bring us the thing that defined your childhood so that we can tell you that it was bad is kind of a rude take.
Well, it's funny because I don't think that's happened since then. Maybe one other time when the guest also didn't like the game, or didn't play the game, I think happened one time, but most of the time, it's like their favorite game, so.
Yeah. And so any guest that has come on the show, we thank you, whether we liked the game or didn't like the game. Hopefully we were able to mask our true opinions about your game at least a little bit. With Dan Q, we apologize that we weren't able to, but we thank you for your generosity in coming on the show so early.
Number 9, that time we got a creepy email and it kind of scared us, but kind of intrigued us, but definitely made us laugh.
It was sent by someone just by the name of Secret Man. I think they actually created an email address for this ruse.
Absolutely.
I still don't fully understand what went on.
It was like secretman@gmail.com. It was an alias.
Yeah.
Full on.
It was just silly, classic internet trolling, kind of from a bygone era style. To this day, I don't think we know who it was, or we have thoughts, but we don't know what. No, we do know.
Yeah. Saint Minister, I think, is who it ended up being. Rearranged that to Secret Man.
Which is next level J.K. Rowling naming convention stuff. I don't know if that's next level. That's like the most basic way of obfuscating something.
First level.
Yeah, first level. But it had us laughing so hard because we hadn't had any kind of funny community interactions up to this point. And we're getting these unhinged letters and we don't know if this person is actually crazy or if fun is just being had. And so we assumed a little bit of both. More the second.
It was their first meme.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
felt
just
good
our,
to
fir-
have
our
that.
first
Yeah.
internal NGP meme. So we laughed about it. We cracked up. Let me give you a little taste of some of the conspiracy. You're not getting all of it. You'll have to go back and listen to those episodes. But we're gonna give you a little taste of some of the things that were said in this email. Unbeknownst to Kenny and Nolan, which means this guy's at the helm of this conspiracy. The New Game Plus project is an elaborate psychological experiment masquerading as a friendly conversation about video games. If you stop right there, I actually don't know if I disagree with this premise.
Your secret man?
No, not at all. But I do think Dustin could like lead a Illuminati type organization, a trollier one, and take himself seriously doing it. Yeah, it was great. We got some follow-up emails additionally. We talked back and forth, and again, just like laughed and laughed. Now we have an emoji that we have in our Discord to shout out that era. And just a silly thing, but a fun memory of like early days of the podcast and learning what it meant to connect with the internet community and how much fun we could have just like being dorks together.
Number 8 on the list is our 24-hour live stream. And I know this one was rough on Kenny in particular, I'm pretty sure, because we had shifts. So we did a 24-hour live stream, which was like popular to do. Streamers still do this, actually. It's a very effective, I don't know, fundraising or money-making kind of thing to do. But we did it in celebration of a very meager Patreon goal. But I mean, it was huge for us.
Huge for us.
Yeah, at the
especially
time,
at the time, we were like, what in the
It was
world?
meaningful.
So we wanted to celebrate with you guys, and we did a 24-hour stream. We had shifts. So I had like I don't know. Mine were pretty good. I think I picked the good ones.
I think you made the schedule, so of course yours were good.
Well, we each took two whole segments, and I think they were 3-hour chunks, so they were pretty beefy. But we had listener choice or viewer choice, and so they picked some of the games that each of us would play. In your list was like StarCraft 2 or StarCraft, I don't remember.
I think original.
Civilization 6, I think, and some other options. And then we had player's choice, so we each had games that we wanted to play during those segments. We started the 24-hour live stream and ended by doing a collaborative thing. Like you said, 24-hour live streams were a popular thing at the time. We would never do that again.
No, I'm not going to do it again. You guys can, and I'll watch. I'll support, maybe.
I believe in the power of sleep. So, yeah, it was a lot. But it was kind of fun. I have fond memories of it, but delirious memories.
Well, my memory is that it was our first and only, and we had some of you with us at all times, so there was never a completely dead time during those 24 hours. We at least had someone to talk to.
That includes the 3 o'clock in the morning for us window, although I think a lot of those people were watching from some other time zone, and so it worked great for them.
Sure. But it was successful. I think that was the only time we've ever done any kind of streaming thing without any technical difficulties.
It's the most successful streaming thing we did.
It's gone downhill since then. But yeah, a lot of fun. We got to play some good games. We ended the whole 24-hour live stream playing everybody's favorite Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. That's always more fun in person when we're throwing papers around the room at the end of a couch co-op. But it's fun to play with you guys doing that at any times. And again, all of that was possible because of our patronage, which also reminded me at the time we were doing some goals for different Patreon levels that we would get to. And that was also when someone came up with that we would do a little D&D one-shot. Number 7 in our countdown was our very first couch co-op event. We've been doing this. It wasn't called couch co-op at the time, but since then, I don't think the first year we thought of calling it couch co-op. We might have, but we gathered together. We started doing this a few years back, and then the idea was every year we'd gather together, do a couch co-op event where we do a lot of content creating together. We don't live in the same place. For those of you that don't know, we don't have a studio. If we haven't made that clear yet, we live in different places and we record separately together. And but one time a year, I come down to Texas, fly down, and we spend a week creating content together. Some of that's live streaming, some of that's just interactions with the community in our Discord, some of that's creating content to be released at a later time. And this was our first time doing it. We put up a green screen, we had a backdrop for that, we had a whole agenda of things planned, and I think our first couch co-op, for good or bad, was our most successful one.
It definitely was. We were going back and watching it, and we were like, why does this look so good? So the green screen really did help. Because at the time, I was like, this is the best we can do. I should have given us more credit. It looked good. It was like full-on podcast setup. We had like a graphic behind us, and some good content came out of that one.
Yeah. Yes, too good. So that was also when we created, and we'll talk about it later, but we created our first, maybe second, real viral video moment, and it's unfortunate, but we did. And it was also, as we previously mentioned, the time where Kenny and I were sharing a mic. We had it on a swivel, and we just swivel it back and forth between us. It's not the most professional, but we still share mics here many years later.
It's not the least professional either.
Right.
Yeah.
A little insider information. We also didn't do that at a studio. We did that in one of Kenny's rooms, and his wife would just put up with us moving and rearranging her furniture, being there, eating all of her food and their food.
Oh, she's a great sport. She loves hosting us, but it is relatively disruptive when you rip out your entire home office and replace it completely with a podcasting home studio in video form, all within a week's span of time. And so she was gracious about it all.
A great sport. I'm sure it was eating her up inside. We literally took your dining table apart and back together. That's not okay.
We literally unbuilt and rebuilt our dining room table so we could use it.
But just before you think that we're bad guests, we cleaned up after ourselves. We made sure, I think I sent a thank you note afterwards to his wife, but we appreciate you and your wife for hosting us, and thank you for the studio that we're about to get.
Number 6, all-star guests. We've had so much fun having a bunch of people on the podcast, but especially fun for me was the episode, we all enjoyed it, but the episode where we had David Brevik on the podcast. If that's not a name you're familiar with, go back and check out that episode, even if it's an older one for ours. It was a lot of fun, and he is one of the folks that worked on the original Diablo 1, which is classic gaming kinds of stuff. And we were just lucky enough to find him in a season where he was promoting an indie game that he's developed now, years later. He had worked on a game called It Lurks Below, and I think, was wanting to do social media kind of hyping of the game, which is great, and meant we got to meet this guy, talk about old favorite games of ours, appreciate the Diablo series, and also play a fun new retro-ish, but not truly retro game. And it was a great episode.
We did break our format for that episode, which I'm still not okay with.
If we're going to do it for anybody, it's for the guy that helped work on. That's a crazy way to explain. The guy that created Diablo.
Correct.
This guy created Diablo and was the lead of Diablo and Diablo 2, backed out by the time it started sucking.
Kenny, do you know that? Well, wow. Do you know that David is still active? Like, he was, the last I checked, he's working on the Torchlight mobile game,
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, and it's doing really well. Like, people are loving Torchlight Infinite.
Yeah. He understands action RPGs and also video games. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but I had so much fun with It Lurks Below, even just being like a one-man solo project. And I would never have even known the game existed without the podcast. So hopefully some of you have discovered fun games while you've been listeners as well.
Well, we'll promote It Lurks Below. Again, I don't know the current state of it, but it's basically like an evolved Terraria, right? That's kind of, he was creating a Terraria clone.
It's in that vein.
Yeah, Vania. And we did mess up the format because David Brevik's coming on. It wasn't a retro game, although it had retro vibes.
Sure.
And we kind of just brought him on to talk about his game and really just to ask him questions. This guy is
absolutely
the legend of one of the few legends I didn't even, grow up playing some of these games that y'all did, or that you did in particular, but I knew what kind of legend we had in the room with us. That was very kind of him to come on, but I can't imagine someone who knew and who experienced.
It's like the bread and butter of PC gaming and growing up, and so getting to meet the guy was so fun. It felt to me like the first moment where like we have got some chops as a podcast. It felt like the first milestone that really was like, this is interesting and cool and fun. I mean, all of it is interesting and cool and fun, but like it was the first thing that felt legitimate, is having a guest on of his caliber. So David, if you're listening to this episode now, he's secretly lurking. We still appreciate you. And
below. He's still lurking below.
He's still
lurking
below.
Number 5 shouldn't be on a top greatest moments list, but it is going viral.
Yeah.
And in parentheses, ruining our platforms each time we did.
Boo.
So Dustin brought up earlier, one of our first, I would say our first one that was really, really a big moment for us was during the couch co-op, the first one. We were all together, so we had the setup. It looked official. We were just creating like those one-off content pieces that you see on our TikToks on a regular basis. And one of them, at the time, Elden Ring was huge, and they had just released like a patch, just like not a quality of life, maybe a little bit, but just a patch for the game. We covered it, not thinking anything about it. Got over 3 million views, over 1 million likes, and hey, guess what? We're a retro gaming podcast, not a modern gaming Souls podcast.
Yeah, certainly not an Elden Ring podcast. So that's what everybody then wanted to see, and we don't do that.
No, not at all. So thanks for following us on TikTok, but that was one. There are more. So I got the bright idea maybe a year later or the same year to create a long playlist of video game music, because I would see that on YouTube and I would listen to them while I'm studying or while I'm doing work or whatever, and I like video game music, and it was related to what we do. So I made one. Spent a long time creating this like graphic of like a cozy room, a CTR that had like the games on it with like scan lines and everything, so it looked cool.
CRT, but yeah.
What'd I say, CTR?
CTR?
Crash Team Racing?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about games. It took me a long time, and posted it, and it didn't do anything for a minute. And it was just there. One day, started climbing.
Yeah.
Last I checked, 6.2 million views.
Yeah, the algorithm picked it up, and it just like popped off overnight.
But guess what that means? YouTube thinks that we're a music playlist channel now, so they only show it to people interested in that.
So we do have a debunked YouTube channel. I don't think it's called debunked. Now defunct. Thank you. I was one letter off. And of tens of thousands of subscribers who all of them want video game music playlists. Well, we're down to do that, but that's not what we do as a podcast, and that's not what YouTube wants us to. It's illegal, and so we have left that channel behind, and we started a new channel where about 20 or 30 of you are at, and it's going really, really well. Here's the thing that is also fun now, boys. That playlist. Just recently also got removed from YouTube. So now that channel just, it sucks all the way through.
No purpose for
Maybe
it.
we could also go back to it now.
We might be able to move back in to the old house, but also people have re-uploaded that video about 4 or 5 times, so you can still find it on YouTube if you want, but just know that I made it, me, Nolan.
And so just so you know, we are always now scared to, if you never see content from us, it's because we're scared to do it, because we don't want to ruin our channel. Number 4 was when we heard our playlist, the one that we talked about in the previous countdown number, in a video game store. We were at a couch co-op, and we were creating some content where we went into a retro video game store. We each had a budget of $100, and we had to see who could get the best haul, and then we brought it back. You voted on it. It was a lot of fun. But when we walked in, as you would expect, we began to hear video game music while we were perusing. But then we heard it go to the next track, and then the next track, and we knew the order of these songs. And so we went to the front desk and said, what music are you listening to? And they're like, video game music. And we're like, we don't mean that. Where is this coming from? And they said, it's just a YouTube playlist. And we said, yes, from New Game Plus. And they said, yes. And we said, hi. That's us. They didn't care, but we did.
They were like, all right. Can I help you with anything else?
Right. Not a thank you for this amazing playlist that we play all the time, but they were using our playlist when we went into some random retro video game store, and it was otherworldly to be able to hear something that you had created, in the wild like that.
Curated is more accurate.
He wrote the songs. Yeah, Kenny, give him the credit. While we were there, they asked if we had permission to film.
Nolan, in fairness, you picked bangers. Number 3, the only milestone that really mattered. We, at some point a number of years ago, realized that making a retro gaming podcast is hard work, takes a lot of work, and Dustin, you were doing a ton of that yourself. We always have been so grateful for the amount of effort you put into the show, and realized this isn't really reasonable as an expectation. I mean, it's something a lot of people do,
sure.
And if you've got the bandwidth to do that and own all of the production and creation, editing, and all of that work yourself, more power to you. But getting to the stage that we were finally able to, with our patron support, have the amount of income coming in that we could hire an editor, that we could hire a video editor, that we could take some of the day-to-day workiest parts of this thing that were really just kind of onerous and ship that out. And was such a milestone. It was the first time that, not the first time, but it was one of the things that made me feel like we were moving more and more towards doing something professionally. And those guys have done a great job. I mean, Dustin, you always did great, but having editors has been such an added bonus for us. So thank you to those guys. Thank you to those of you who support us. And just a fond memory for me of being like, hey, like this thing is taking off and is sort of for real. Now that we're like building a little bit of a team and support.
Yeah, and you don't know, but we do. But Dustin, to this day, still puts in by far the most into this podcast, and the reason why it's so quality is because of Dustin. And so he was doing even more. That editing an episode is very difficult, and it's a lot of time and it's a lot of effort. And so it was a huge moment, and I'm sure Dustin will be able to speak to it best because that's what it took the weight off of him the most. But I did want to point that out that Dustin, I mean, he said earlier, you two have stuck around, but yeah, it's because Dustin's been so great at this.
It's super kind, and I appreciate y'all for reading everything that I wrote down for this segment. But the cool thing was, I believe that we were able to switch over to our first audio editor, Tom, a year into the podcast, which is early.
That happened relatively quick, and was a huge help. Tom was great. He did our audio editing for years and years and years.
The coolest thing about this, in 10 years, we've had the smallest team. We've had 2 editors, Tom and then Dan.
Yep.
We've had 2 graphic editors, Hookshot, and then Dave.
Yep.
And then Dylan has done our socials and our videos. That's a small group that has stuck with us for 10 years, and we don't pay well. I mean, we do what we can with the patronage that comes in, and I don't even know, maybe we'll cut this if y'all don't want us to, but we don't and haven't paid ourselves from patronage. Right. We are fine with doing that. We have nothing against that.
No.
We just need a studio. And so
in 20 years, when we're looking back on the things that have happened, in 10 more years.
Okay, thank you.
When we're looking back on the last 20 years of podcasting, and we're able to at some point say like, hey, we actually realize this could maybe ever pay a bill and be more than a hobby, we'll look back on this moment and feel like it's another huge milestone. But that's far off, and it's not really the goal of what we do. If it's something that happens organically, like, we would take it. But we want to be entertaining, we want to enjoy each other, and we want to enjoy old video games with you, and we want to do that in a way that is positive and, you know, like something people enjoy. Like, nostalgia is such a good drug.
It is.
Amen. Number 2, meeting community members in person. This one has been really cool for us. For a few reasons, but one of the main reasons is because it just puts a face to a Discord member, which is a big gap, and just kind of showed us that, hey, people actually rely on us is not the right word, but they tune in. They're looking forward to our episodes. They want to, hang out with us even in person. So there have been moments when some of you have come to Austin, and I got to have coffee with you, or you've come to where Dustin is and go to a convention even, or have lunch together. And that like, even it's simple, right? That doesn't mean a lot to somebody, but to us it's huge. And
yeah, Nolan, you were completely underwhelmed by it, but you were the first person to have one of these encounters in the wild. I met somebody who has like seen the show and recognized me. And we all thought that was really hype when you, but I'm sure you broke so many hearts and crushed dreams.
If you're watching this and you went to a Brandy Melville in Austin, Texas, my bad. I was just kind of like not there, and I was like, yeah, that's me on the show, and that was all. But you should join Discord and be a part of the community.
We have all of us have at least one time shared a meal or hung out with
Absolutely.
one of you, and a few of us, multiples of you, and it's been very cool because by the very nature of a podcast, it's somewhat of a, don't get offended, parasocial relationship in that, like, because we've listened to podcasts before, you feel like you are the friends of these podcasters, but it's always a one-way thing, because in a lot of podcast situations, the podcasters don't know the people that are listening. We kind of do, because we are a community-centered, community-first podcast. And so if you are a part of our community and Discord and stuff, like, we know you by name, and now some of you, we know you by faces. And so it's just really cool to kind of break that barrier and break that wall. And it is more than just a podcaster to listener kind of situation. It's a gamer to gamer. It's a friend to friend. Like, we've really created some cool friendships and relationships here. We've been able to send gifts out throughout the years when, and not to humble brag, but like when and because this is your patronage, but some of our members have been in the hospital or have had difficult family situations, we've been able to send out stuff to them. So yeah, community-centered, community-centric podcast. That's the really core of our community and who we are. But being able to sit down, hang out with, go to a retro game store with some of you, it's been. I was able to go over just recently. Someone bought one of our T-shirts. I realized the address was nearby, so I went and hand delivered it to them, and they took me down into their basement.
That's so creepy.
Well, hold on. To show me all of their retro gaming setup, and it was
less creepy.
Yeah, no, it was super. It was more creepy that I was knocking on their door and saying, "Here's your T-shirt," and super cool. All of the relationships we've been able to form and build, and all the many more that we'll be able to build in the next 10 years. And the number one greatest moment, greatest memory from NGP's history is just starting the podcast. So many people do start things, and maybe get a couple in. It's a difficult thing to do. I don't think there's many that have started something and continue to do that on a weekly basis for 10 years. And the moment that we started the conversation, I don't think any of us necessarily knew in that moment that 10 years later we would be sitting in Orlando, Florida, after spending a day at Super Nintendo World, being able to celebrate 10 years of this.
Yeah, there's no way.
No, I thought it would be maybe a couple years thing until we got tired of it, but I mean, here we are.
And still going. So a little bit behind the scenes, and we've hopefully been able to provide some information you hadn't heard about NGP before, new NGP lore, put it into the tome. But When we started with this idea, we were sitting on my couch in 2015, just talking about how good older games were, and I don't know if it was you or me, but it was basically we should start a podcast.
It was absolutely you.
Probably. Y'all, you were like, no. You were like, what game would we talk about? I think I said Earthworm Jim, which was a bad idea. We started our retro. Listen, if you're starting a podcast or any kind of content channel, start with a game that people are going to look up, not Earthworm Jim.
Yeah, like start with GTA 5.
Oh yeah, even if it's retro, start with Sonic, start with Mario. I mean, start with literally anything other than a sentient earthworm that gets in a powered-up bodysuit that only a few people played.
You said that, and I was like, perfect.
I stand by it as a great retro pick.
I do think it is indicative of what our podcast is. Not necessarily Earthworm Jim, but just weird and uncanny, and it's not going to be successful.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. Cows flying around everywhere, like ridiculous humor that some people find really funny, but most people are like, what? It just works for us.
Boys, I know that I shared this with you privately, but I want to share it publicly, and I still think it's worth it. I went back to the very beginning of our chat conversation. We have one chat in Gmail that we have been, talking in since the start of this podcast, or really since before we started the podcast. Here's proof. I recorded a few our first conversation. It was seriously me entering into the chat and saying, Earthworm Jim, Hangout or Skype on Thursday night. I guess we used to record on Thursday nights, and we started with Skype. Absolutely trash.
Rest in peace, Skype, honestly.
And then I said, in the meantime, we need to come up with a short list of other retro games, a podcast name, a logo, and a song. So, by the way, this is going to be indicative of who we are as people still today. So I'm trying to organize and trying to get us on track, make sure that we've got plans.
As a rule, don't pre-explain jokes and they'll land funnier.
Nolan said Skype. Kenny said best name. Dustin said okay, because Kenny's trying to make a joke or just missing the point.
No, Skype's a great name for a podcast.
Kenny said he's continuing the joke.
Sure, 10 years later, why shouldn't I?
He's beating. No, he's continuing it here in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
When people search for Skype, they'll listen to the podcast instead. Dustin, Extra Lives, coming up with a name, trying. Nolan, New Game Plus, with the plus sign, so you're a little bit off.
Did we not use the plus sign?
Just kidding. Don't ask that 10 years in. He said New Game Plus. Dustin said, ooh. Nolan said, since we are playing them again. So you even had a reason for
Describing it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, don't agree. Dustin said, I like that. Kenny said, meh.
Of course he said meh. What was your next... So we decided on that. What was your next suggestion going to be?
You think Kenny had a next suggestion?
I don't know. No, okay. First of all, the Skype joke is relatively funny. Secondly, once we described your thoughts behind it, and once we moved to branding it out a little bit, I was on board. It just took me a little bit. And at first, I was not super into the concept, but it totally works. It's very meaningful. It was a great idea. You nailed it, and we absolutely give credit to where it's due. We all have different pieces of the puzzle. Nolan's got the name. I think a lot of the initial format and randomization and some of that was this brain right here. You're the workhorse and the conceptualizer and the motivator. We've been a fun collaboration as much as we're very different people, and this absolutely shows it. And meh.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a surprise. None of this show would be what it is without any slice of the pie, and it's all equal. I don't know if you can have 3 equal slices of a pie. I don't know how that would work.
It gets into math, and it's pretty tricky math.
So, but you need all of this to balance out whatever this is. And so, again, I just thank both of you, seriously, for making this at least somewhat of a priority. I mean, not even somewhat. I'll strike that on the record. A priority in your life and doing this on a weekly basis. I mean, again, there have been some episodes where each of us, Nolan, will you admit, have had to be off the episode. We were out of town, a family. No, will you admit 10 years in?
Y'all have.
You have more so now in your later years. Yes, you have.
There was a funeral one time that I didn't go to record instead.
That's number 0 of our. Okay, so
Are we comparing? Because I recorded an episode on my wedding day.
he did.
I mean, that's on you. You shouldn't have done that.
It was Final Fantasy though, right? So like,
I don't remember the episode. I remember the wedding.
and so yeah, thank you guys for investing into the podcast all of these years. We plan to continue. We are excited to do that. We love sharing with you our top 10 greatest moments and memories from NGP's history. We'd love to hear some of yours. You wrote in and shared your thoughts. So what did you think? Many people had a comment to make about the notorious E.T. episode. I don't know if you recall that. Episode
course.
132.
Kenny, do you remember that one?
132?
I didn't say that, but
That's
you
what
heard
I
that.
heard.
132. Shane said the E.T. episode where Dustin and Nolan gaslit Kenny into thinking they liked the game definitely lives rent-free in my head. Definitely among the best moments for me. And Hey Brother 45 said the greatest episode, most certainly, E.T., where they make Kenny believe that E.T. is not quite a PS4 level game, but possibly PS3.
I'm like, what?
I'll
Are
give
you
it.
guys
I'll
on
give it
about?
PS3 level. Yeah. You know that almost didn't happen. Fun fact, Dustin. We got on before Kenny that morning, and
That's all.
Dustin was like, "Hey, do you want to troll Kenny today and pretend like we did the whole episode?" And I was like, "Yes."
Yeah, this was not a plan that
Like-
exceeded like 5 minutes before recording.
Threw out my
so.
notes, started coming up with one-liners. Yeah, it was good.
Hey Brother 45 also said the Far Cry first play where Kenny was jumpy and freaked out when he found one enemy and then yelled, "I'm out of gun."
I'm all out.
I literally scared myself so bad I got the hiccups.
But
got
see,
the
Kenny,
hiccups.
that's not a scary game.
No, that's
all.
why it's confusing.
We had a few people that actually shouted out first plays as some of their favorite memories. So
Fun.
Nolan, first plays are not wasted. Brojan
they're
said the theme hospital first play is his favorite memory.
A
Watching
couple.
Dustin's face
That was a couple.
when his wife clicks out of the first text box he was reading was priceless, and what follows is a man trying desperately not to end his marriage. I rewatched and laughed so hard I needed a cure that may or may not send me to heaven. Please bring dear baby back.
He was worried about the lore in Theme Hospital, Kenny.
There was
I
a
mean,
text box.
it was
I
not
was
important.
needed to read it.
Plus, she's the expert
Uh,
anyways.
Rad Mad Mal said the boys recording on the day of Kenny's wedding will never not make me chuckle.
It's not funny. We shouldn't have done that. That's bad.
I mean, I had
If
time.
Kenny and his wife were fine with it,
She
He
wasn't.
had time. We were late to pictures.
No chance she was fine with it.
No, but that had nothing to do. Well, that didn't just have to do with us.
You're right. If you want to hear that one, it's actually Final Fantasy, the
One.
first on
Yeah.
episode
Oh,
61.
fun. Well, that's why I
Episode
couldn't
61.
skip it.
I was
Right.
recording
We played.
remotely as well from a real studio.
Oh wow, the only real studio we've ever been in. The Bible Adventure episode, Scienquist said there was some great lore in this episode and many moments that made me LOL. I totally related to anecdotes of kids at church who were only allowed to play this kind of game. My dad was a pastor, and we definitely had some families that would fit into this category. Meanwhile, my dad had Doom and Castle Wolfenstein installed
Hypocrite.
on his PC at home.
Go to
Yeah.
hell. Oh no.
And then our very own Flumbus said, pickle chewing ASMR for Pickle Wars was both hilarious and low-key horrifying to edit on headphones.
Wait,
Thanks for that one,
what
guys.
are you
I
talking
cannot
about?
imagine
is
having
that?
to do that.
I told y'all in advance that we were going to have a bit and everybody should bring pickles. I don't think, Nolan, you brought pickles, but
He
me and
doesn't
Kenny, I
remember.
believe we did.
Yeah.
Did I bring jalapenos or something stupid? Like, I don't
don't know.
remember
I
that
think
at all.
I don't remember
I-
what you did, but I'm going to just say it was probably dumb.
Yeah.
We had a lot of commentary. Their favorite moments were related to our community, of course. And so,
Sure.
Super Gamer Guy shouted out the co-op challenge live stream. Easily one of the funniest moments on the podcast.
So
Everyone's
fun.
unique personalities came together to produce such a lovely, chaotic mess.
Shared controller. That was my best cooking moment.
No, the best was upside down controller where Kenny
That
was
is good.
confident that something was broken.
It what
That is
I don't
really
think
funny.
you understand. It wasn't working like
It's supposed to.
we're not doing this again. We're not doing this again.
Or Kenny having us run Portal with a Guitar Hero controller, but us doing it fairly flawlessly.
We were like not bad at it.
Yeah, y'all, I can't handle
That was
you
a really
guys.
good idea, Kenny. I will give it to you.
It was. Clint said, my favorite moment remains to be the community nights from a few years back. Playing Among Us, Fall Guys, and Jackbox with the host and community was such a special time during early COVID era, and it's something I think about often.
COVID vibes for sure. Yeah, that was good.
Garlisle said, it's cheesy, but I've always liked the Colin episodes we started doing for anniversaries. It's just really neat to hear a lot of people talk about games they were really excited about.
Well, that's good.
And then last but not least, Shauna said, my very first moments after joining this Discord server, Dustin greeted me right away. I was starstruck. She also added Kenny's takeover week, which I'm sure has been mentioned, was chaotic. Good. Chaotic.
Yeah. Good.
She continues, the one-shot D&D game available only to Patreon members
Don't remind
is
me.
and will forever be my favorite episode of all time.
That's sad. That's your favorite, and
No, it was great.
No.
We laughed
pork
and had fun.
and beans. Finally, she said, I love this community that has grown from 3 guys randomly selecting one old game to play and podcast about. NGP is so much more than that. Thank you guys for the 10 years of friendship.
You're welcome.
You are very welcome. All of you are welcome. Thank you for sending in your thoughts and letting us know your favorite moments. There are many more in the commentary channel. Thank you for sharing. If you want to read those, if you want to see those, if you want to share in the love, head into our Discord and check those out. We love you guys forever.
But for the moment you've all been waiting for, leading up to episode 500, we wanted to give back. We've done this before, and honestly, very similarly to what we did this time, we've given away a Switch before for something. Kenny's takeover. Don't remember. It doesn't matter.
That was a pizza.
That was a pizza.
Pizzas.
Never mind.
Yeah, we sent you pizzas on the takeover episode.
This time we are giving away a Switch 2, and it is time, guys, to draw the winner. This is really fun because Dustin normally has the list in front of him, gets to randomize, so I get to. This is what it feels like.
Can I check something
Nolan's
real
got
quick?
all the
Yeah.
power.
Kenny, do you have a Switch 2?
No.
Nolan, do you have a Switch 2?
Heck no.
Dustin, do you have a Switch 2? No?
Maybe we'll win.
All right.
Y'all,
I'm
yeah.
just kidding.
Well, so we don't have Switch 2s for ourselves, but we are happy
I've
to
heard
give
good
a Switch
things.
2 away to one of you lucky winners.
If I had one, I would play with the magnets so much.
You'd
I'm
break them.
jealous.
Stick drift. Kenny, drum roll.
Brrrra.
And the winner is Ivan Nip.
Oh, first and last name, government name.
Government,
Ivan?
Christian name. Ivan. That's the best I can identify you as, actually. So we will be reaching out. Reach out to us. I have your email, so we'll email you. But if your name's not Ivan Nip, sorry, correct.
Then you didn't win.
Huge win. Congratulations,
Yeah,
Ivan. We can't wait to
congratulations.
get in touch with you and send you this Switch 2. Thank you all for listening to this very special episode, episode 500, our 10-year anniversary. Thank you for being a part of our NGP community in whatever way that you choose, week to week, month to month, whatever it is for you to interact with and engage with our community, whether it's through our Discord community. Very familial, very relationally driven in there. Or you just listen to our podcast. And so we've never necessarily talked to you. We don't know who you are, but you know who we are. Or if you interact with us on any of our socials, if you, whatever way you interact with us on a regular basis, you are a part of our NGP community. And we do our best to help carve out a place here on the internet where retro gamers or gamers of any ilk can come together, enjoy games, and enjoy community, a safe place on the internet for you. Thank you for making this community so special.
And again, we do just want to say thank you to our team. That's Dylan, our video editor, Dan Willett, our audio engineer, and Dave, our graphic designer. The show wouldn't happen without them. We are interacting with them every single week to produce the show, to create content around the show, to make sure when it gets to you, it's quality. And yeah, no, we would suck without our team. So thank you guys for sticking with us over the years. So it's really cool to just kind of look back and see, how bad we used to be. And then we got a team and, pretty good now. So
Or at least a little bit better.
just a little bit. Thanks, guys.
And we say it all the time, but we also want to say thank you to those of you who support us in all of the ways, but especially who go out of the way to support us on patreon.com. Means the world that you would care enough about your favorite retro gaming podcast that you would just give us your support. It's truly humbling. So thank you. We have the best community in all of the flavors. We're so grateful for this last decade. Looking forward to 5 more?
Just
Well, we
5?
said in 10
Decades.
years we were going to in 10 years, 20 years, 5
5
decades.
decades.
Yeah,
is
5
what
more
he just said.
decades.
All right. Yeah. 5 decades.
I'm not living that long.
I hope yes you are.
I
You
most
are.
certainly am not.
He said not at
Are you
this
deciding
rate. I am
this
not.
right now? You're like, I'm getting
If
out
I
of
make
here.
it that long, something has gone terribly wrong.
What's wrong with this guy?
This is a good way to end. All right, listen. This special anniversary episode will conclude with you, our community. Many of you called in and left a voice message that will surely warm our hearts. So thank you for listening to us for these last 10 years. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you for being a part of the NGP community. Join us next week as we play Luigi's Mansion. Until then, I'm still 10 years older than when this podcast began.
I'm not sure how much older I am.
I'm Nolan.
The only time you're Nolan is now.
I think.
Yeah.
And this has been New Game Plus.
Hey, Dustin, Kenny, Nolan, congratulations on 10 incredible years. It's an incredible milestone. You guys were the first podcast that I listened to purely for entertainment purposes. And I started listening January 19th, the Red Alert episode, and I've listened to about half the catalog now. So it's been a blast reliving the classic games with you guys, and thanks for all the laughs, the nostalgia, and just some amazing content over this past year. Here's to the next 10 years, hopefully. All right, see ya. Thanks.
Hey guys, Mike here. Greetings from Europe. Happy anniversary. I can't believe it's been 10 years already. Thank you so much for the countless hours of nostalgia-infused quality entertainment. And congratulations for fostering such a wholesome community. Shout out to everyone in Discord. Such a friendly community. One of my absolute comfort places on the internet. With that being said, all the best to you guys, and here's to many more years to come. Cheers.
This is H Spice with a little ditty. NGP podcast for me. Every week the guys play a new retro game. Some great and some lame. Listen to 10 years strong. With episode backlog. Or play along with Dustin on Kitty and the whole community. So let's raise cheers to many more years. Having such great fun. Singing my song. The retro rocker. Thank you.
Hey, my name is Josh. I go by Allegedly, so I just wanted to say congratulations. I have 2 comments to make, one nice one and one maybe not so nice one. The first one is that I ran a marathon about 2 years ago, and I listened to you guys about 15 or 16 miles of it, so I appreciate the 3 wise men. I'd like to think of you guys as guiding me through that adventure. My not so kind thing is for Dustin. I will always hold a grudge against you for denigrating my favorite game on N64, Super Smash Brothers. I had to take a break from you guys. So not actually, but I think you guys need to do a director's court and revamp your votes. And Nolan, you know you messed up, so I don't feel bad as mad at you. All right, thanks guys. Congratulations. Good, awesome job. Thanks for everything you do. Bye.
Hello, this is Bennett from Canada. I just wanted to say that I absolutely love your show. You got me through a full summer of landscaping. And here's to more years. I just recently started listening, but it's been one of the best podcasts I've ever listened to. Anyway, cheers.
Hi guys, this is Grinch calling in to wish you a very happy anniversary. All I can say and actually put into words is a huge thank you, Dustin, Kenny, and Nolan, for bringing so much joy to this great and ever-growing community. For the past 10 years, your show has been the most fun you can have on the internet, and I'm so happy to have found and stuck to your podcast 4 years ago. Congratulations. Herzlichen Glückwunsch on 10 years. I'm very much looking forward to playing many more games with you all. Danke und bis bald.
Hey guys, this is Levi. I wrote this out, so it might sound a little weird. Happy 10 years. I love following you the past 3-ish years since I found this podcast. And yes, I support you on Patreon, but I feel like you guys have supported me by having me play old games with my wife and kids. From playing Pikmin all week with my wife, or starting my daughter's obsession with horror games because we rolled credits on Silent Hill. I love you guys. Thanks for helping me bring the games I grew up with to my family. Happy 10 years.
Hey, I just want to say happy 10th anniversary from Canada, Ontario, Ottawa. Been listening to you guys for a few years now. And yeah, I mean, 10 years is a big deal. Here's to another 500. And yeah, take her easy.
Hey guys, Billy Dubs here. Love the podcast and the community. You guys are my favorite pod. I've got 2 related questions for each of you. What's a game you wish you liked? And what's a game you wish you were better at? For me, I wish I liked the Switch Zelda games, but I'm totally in Nolan's camp on them. And I wish I was better at Hollow Knight and Silksong. I could totally crush some old school NES hard games, but something about that eerie vibe just freezes me up.
Hey, my retro gaming brethren. It's Eddie from the Smashing Bricks Retro Gaming Podcast. I just wanted to send major congratulations to you guys for reaching 500 episodes, which is no small feat. Truly impressive, especially since you're the most fun and entertaining retro games podcast out there. I know this because when I found you guys in late 2022, I just had to go back and listen my way through 7 years worth of episodes. Luckily not missing the first 3, the Press Start series, the Amazing Kenny Takeover, Director's Court, or anything in between. I'm looking forward to many more years of both fantastic and awful games on the show. Thanks for all the retro gaming goodness.
Hi guys, this is Retro Alex. I just wanted to say thank you for giving me something to look forward to every Monday. And Kenny, sequels are definitely the best.
Oh, I don't know what to say. I'm panicking. Like our retro game of the week, Doki Doki Panic, aka Super Mario Brothers 2. Congratulations on 10 years. Thank you for letting me talk. This is SP from Ohio.
Hello, boys, all the way from the UK. It's your friendly neighborhood editor. Just wanted to say a huge congrats on reaching 10 years. Honestly, I don't think I've ever done any one thing for that long that didn't involve getting married. Thanks for continuing to have me on board as a part of the team to help make the show happen. You guys have truly built a wonderful community, and I'm very, very proud to be a part of it. Here's to another 10. Congrats.
Hey guys, this is Keeks. I just wanted to congratulate you guys on 10 years. Thank you for all the content, a bunch of laughs. You guys are almost retro, so here's to 10 more years.
Hey guys, this is Daggity here. Just want to let you know that you guys are awesome. I love what you guys do. Your podcast is great. I started at Ninja Bread Man and became a patron the month after. And now I'm a producer and I love it. I love supporting you guys. I love what you guys do. It's always fun to hear you guys go back and forth. And I've literally went through and listened to every single episode. Keep on the good work, guys.
Hey guys, I had a really good segue from my call in to keep it in the spirit of the show, but it's totally slipped my mind. Oh, by the way, to clarify who's calling in, it's Tins here. Wait, Tins here. 10 years. Like in our retro gaming podcast of the decade, New Game Plus. Seriously, guys, congrats on the Big 500. That's a massive milestone, and I appreciate your hard work that goes into the podcast. And thanks for all you guys do in the name of retro gaming. Hope you guys reach 1,000. Cheers.
Hey guys, this is David. About 5 years ago, I started listening to you all, and I totally fell for the ET episode where Dustin and Nolan are trolling Kenny about how great the game is. I just thought, well, I know this game gets hated on, but, maybe it didn't get a fair chance. Why would New Game Plus lie to me? Well, not only did you guys fool me, but I was actually listening to the episode on April Fool's Day, and no one ever gets me on that day, so I've loved you guys ever since. Happy 10 years. See ya.
Hey nerds, Carlisle here. It's been a long, long road, and NGP's been so comfortably part of my routines that I didn't even notice when I'd passed my 6-year anniversary with you all. Thanks for being there and trusting me to support you all. I'd never have had the courage to start my own podcast if it wasn't for the continued support of everyone. Not just you 3 hosts, but the community too. So here's to however long we keep going, because I still don't plan on being done. Catch you all on the next Retro Recap. Carlisle out.
Greetings from Ken Gagney, aka GameBits, and congratulations to New Game Plus on 500 episodes. I myself have launched and hosted 6 podcasts, some of which ran for as long as 8 years, and none of them built up the number of episodes or the dedicated fan community of your show. My life has changed a lot in the 9 years since I was a guest on episode number 35, but I still listen to your show everywhere I travel in the world as a digital nomad. New Game Plus has been heard in Spain, Germany, Hungary, Costa Rica, Australia, New Zealand, Hawaii, and Alaska. So thank you for always being there, and here's to 500 more.
Hey, it's Hey Brother 45. I just want to say I've been listening for a few years now, and I started at the very beginning, caught all the way up to, I think at the time it was Professor Layton episode, and now I listen every Monday, and it makes my hour-long commute to work much, much more bearable. Thank you guys very much for what you do, and I will continue to listen. Thanks. Bye.
Hey guys, happy 10th anniversary with your podcast. What an incredible achievement. I started listening 2 summers ago with a Soul Calibur 2 episode, and it took me over a year to get caught up with the backlog. That's an amazing amount of free content. I'd love to be able to financially support you guys in the future once I'm in a more economic stable situation, but you guys are just such a gift, such an incredible dynamic between the 3 of you. And thanks so much, and keep up the wholesome vibes. I love your guys' content, and I can't wait to hear more from you in the future years to come. Take care.
Hello, my name is Zach. I've been watching you guys since probably before COVID, a little bit after, I don't know, whatever. I love you guys' content. I watch all the live podcasts on YouTube. I've been going through the back catalog. I have so many that I've finished. I need you guys to stream more. I want to see you guys play the games more. I love the 15 minutes, but I need more. I need more, and I think it would be so lovely. Anyways, you guys do amazing work. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'm just a fan. I love it so much. I need more. All right. Thank you so much. Enjoy episode 500. Bye-bye.
Hey, NGP, Ray here. More than anything, I wanted to say thank you. I found your podcast a few years ago when I was in an extraordinarily stressful time of life, and it was exactly the lighthearted break I needed to help keep my head above water. So I've been listening ever since. I appreciate your humor and the thoughtfulness you put into all your discussions, and I appreciate Dustin's impassioned love for Final Fantasy VII. So thanks again. Take care.
Hey, this is David, your friendly graphic designer. I just wanted to chime in and say thank you for working with me over the years and being really understanding, helpful, and just a joy to talk to personally. I hope everyone enjoys my work and gets a good chuckle out of my sense of humor. Anyway, thanks again, and happy 10th anniversary to one of the most enjoyable and fun podcasts I know.
Hey guys, it's Shane, Master Cool Statistician, upkeeper of the Master List. But seriously, glad to help out. This podcast has just been such a fun way to try games I otherwise wouldn't. Remember Samurai Kid? That one was a blast. It's also a great community to interact with. Love chatting with peeps about the question of the week and such. Thanks for the episode each week, and congrats on 10 years. Here's to many more.
Hey guys, it's Zach from the Maximum Carnage episode. I want to wish you a happy 500, and I hope to another 500 more. Have a good rest of your day.
Hello. Congratulations, everybody. This is from Litidius Landris, and I want to say you're awesome. Thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for all the many things that you've done with all these different episodes. Looking forward to another 100 worth of episodes and some. And just thank you for being a friend and being something that we can all listen to and relate to and be a part of. Just thank you so much.
Hello, Dustin, Kenny, Nolan. I have nothing mean or snide to say here. Just want to congratulate you on, this the podcast. Yes, such an achievement here. I remember listening to the show, one of the first podcasts I tuned into. I'm pretty sure I'm Honda was one of my first episodes I tuned into. What an achievement. You all deserve to celebrate. Yes, kudos to you.
Hey guys, this is Riff. Remember me? We played Left 4 Dead? No? That's fine. Listen, congrats. 10 years is amazing. It's quite an achievement. Of all the nonsense we've been through in the last 10 years, a global pandemic, all this stuff, it's been great having your show to help us through all of that. So yeah, congrats. Thanks again.
Hello, New Game Plus, Dustin, Nolan, and Kenny. This is Shauna, and I wanted to first congratulate you guys on 10 years. That's an amazing milestone. I wanted to thank you all for creating such a wonderful retro video game community, keeping the internet wholesome, at least in one corner. And I wanted to also give a huge shout out to our own community because we are literally the best community. And I also want to say thank you for trusting me and Glenn and Carlisle for being a part of our retro recaps. It's something I always look forward to. And I just love being a part of this community. So once again, congratulations. I love you guys. And I love our community.
Hey, it's Cal Daka. I just want to thank you guys for being such an amazing and informative podcast who's not afraid to be silly and a little bit weird sometimes. You are truly the best podcast I've probably ever listened to. Thank you. And here's another 500.
New Game Plus.
Hey guys, it's Scorch 57 2004. Just want to say congratulations on the 500 episodes. I really enjoyed talking Fire Emblem with you guys and look forward to hearing your episode every week. Keep it up. You guys are amazing. Thanks for everything you do.
Hey guys, this is Swift Pilot Ben. Congratulations on 10 years. Looking forward to the next 10. Can't wait until you're actually playing games that came out after you started.
Hey guys, thanks for everything you do. I listen every week, and I sometimes play the games when they're at least recognizable. So congratulations on 500. Here's to another 500.
Hey, Dustin, Kenny, and Nolan. This is Quentin out in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Thanks again, Dustin, for hand delivering me a shirt last year. That was awesome. Been listening to the podcast for about 3 years now. You guys are doing great. Love to listen to it every day. It used to get me through my commutes at work. Now I'm doing a different job where I walk around, and it's getting me through that at work. So keep up the good work, guys. Love hearing about retro games. Thanks. Happy 10 years.
Hey guys, Super here. Just wanted to thank you all for sticking with it as long as you have. I've been listening to NGP for over 6 years now, and I've got to say, I enjoyed every minute of it. I really love how down-to-earth and comfortable you all are, and each episode never fails to perk me up on a Monday morning. I don't think I'd want it any other way. Here's to 10 more years of friendship and fun.
Hello, my beautiful, brave NGP men. It's your boy, Paul. Congratulations on 10 years. I am a late adopter of the greatness that is this podcast. I can confidently say that this is the best podcast that's ever been created. I got through 100% of your content in just over a year. Regular speed, no skipping, no big deal. And I give it a 10-10, no notes. Keep doing what you're doing. Look forward to every episode, and I tell everyone that I know to listen and follow along. I love you all very much. Congrats on 10 years. Thanks for the content. Bye-bye.
Hey guys, Swaggy Taco Fish from Patreon and Discord. Happy 10 years. I've been listening to you guys since Simpsons Hit and Run. Listened to all the backlog, currently going back over them unedited since I've been a patron. Love what you guys do. I'm hoping for 10 more years. Thanks again, Dustin, for hand delivering me a t-shirt last year. You guys are the best. Keep it up. Thanks.
Hey guys, it's Glenn. I just want to say thank you. I've spent the last 5.5 years with NGP, and it's been really, really nice to get to spend a lot of big moments in my life with this community. Thank you for developing it and nurturing it, and I look forward to 10, 20, however many more years, however many more episodes. Love you guys.